Hello, welcome to Monday Morning Matters live broadcast show brought to you by Magnicraft Consulting team, anchored by Niyi Dunmade, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi Dunmade.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to my Facebook channel. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Thank you for hooking up with me. My name is Niyi Dunmade. I'm the founder and CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps churches grow healthier through empirical assessments, trainings, and strategic blueprints. I'm so glad that you are part of this live broadcast show. I'm a lead consultant and founder of CEO Magnicraft Consulting. I'm also a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the US. And of course, I come every week on a Monday morning to give you some good tips on how to become better and also better as a church. My focus is on church health and to see how our church. A big thank you to everyone who is liking our posts, commenting, sharing our content. We just launched our new book. Please get that copy. Make sure you get that copy. Okay, Church Retention, the pathway to growth. Please, we just launched it on October 8th. It's really rich with a lot of good content for you to learn. A lot of pastors are really concerned about their growth, especially with the way the COVID-19 has hit our churches. The churches, the attendance is growing so low, and so that's why we did some ways to increase church attendance. Go back to those videos. You will see some good tips there on how to increase church attendance. But this time on, we're going to just concentrate on gleaning from this book, Church Retention. That's my maiden book. Please get a copy. It's on Amazon, or you can get a Kindle version. You can also get it paperback, or you call my line. I'm going to display my line for you. You call my line to see how you can get that copy from the WhatsApp line or text message, or give me a call. You'll be able to 08023242258. Please reach out to us and we'll be able to send your copy wherever you are in the face of the earth. So today, I'm going to talk more about the dangers of having low church retention rate. The dangers of having low church retention rate. Okay? Now, the thing is that there are some things that pastors need to know. Going to Bible school, going to seminaries has not helped enough to help churches be able to lead, to help pastors rather, to be able to lead and manage churches. Okay, Bible schools, seminary schools is not enough. You have to have a lifelong learning attitude to be able to lead and manage the church effectively and successfully well. In as much as you have to be faithful to the call that God has placed upon your life. Now, what I'm trying to say is today's pastor is more hectic than before. People are demanding so much, so you have to be able to switch hats between counselor, between confidant, between protector, between provider. You're going to be able to switch hats. Okay, bring a preacher, bring a prophet, bring someone that will be to be a conflict resolution personality. You know, you have to be able to wear a lot of hats so that you'll be able to maximize the kind of impact you need to have in your church. And so for your church to grow, I bet you need to have some concept about knowledge, insight, and concept into church retention. I did a survey of about 600 pastors, and we found that the weakest point of all the church functions that we have, is has to do with evangelism and discipleship. The top part of the fishbone diagram, you can see most of the churches are good in worship. Most of the churches were good in prayer. Most of the churches were good in other areas I would not want to mention. But see, where God wants us to major on is where the church is not majoring on. And so evangelism and discipleship were one of the areas that the church needs to work hard on. And so for me, saying that the church is declining is an understatement. A lot of our churches are declining. Churches are declining. Denominations are declining. And we need to know what to do about these things. The outcome of this survey is that is what reformed the release of this book, Church Retention, Pathway to Growth. And so we addressed a lot of issues here. Okay, a lot of issues were brought to light in terms of infrequency of attendance. You need to put your hands on how many people are coming frequently and how often. Don't put your mind on how many people came. It's who came to the church. How many of them are consistently coming? What's their frequency of attendance? What's the cultural Christianity concept like? It's fading away. And we have to face that reality that the cultural Christianity is fading. And for your church to grow, you have to get a good grasp of your retention rates. Leading many churches today are doing so at a very low retention rate. And see, one of the things is that your church may be growing at a very good positive rate, but we need to make sure that the growth rate of the church is actually more than the growth rate of the community. You can imagine the growth rate of the community growing at 42% and your church is growing at 4%. Okay, that shows that you are not matching up with the demands of what the community is giving. Sister Auntie May, thank you. I'm going to write on. Thank you so much. I'm seeing your comment. And so for me, the fallout of this book is what I want to say. The dangers of having a low retention rate. Now let me tell you, there's some concepts you need to understand as a pastor. One has to do with front door. I know front door does not mean the physical front door of your church. Back door does not mean the physical back door of the church, if at all the church has a back door. Or side door does not mean the side doors of the church. Let the internet help me, please. Okay? And so the front door is any platform that the church has, or a medium that the church has to be able to get people into the church. Get people into the church. I'm praying that this internet should help me. The front door is any platform that the church has to get guests into the church. And I can tell you that if the church does not have a functional and attractive front door, there's no how the church can grow. But you see, the caveat of it is that a lot of our pastors are so focused on the front door and less emphasis on the back door. Now, back door is any platform or medium that the church has that people use to exit the church into the community. Okay? And so for me, we need to make sure that we are able to put our focus on the front door, the side door, and the back door. So what am I trying to say? The dangers of low retention rates. You see, if you have 10 people coming into your front door and your retention rate is, let's say, 20%. What I'm trying to say is that if your retention rate is 20% and you have 10 guests coming to your front door, what 20% retention rate means is that 2 people are retained in your church, whatever the size of your church is, whether it's 10, 20, 20,000, 10,000, 15,000. At 20% retention rate, what it means is that there are 2 people out of the 10 coming into your front door that are retained in your church, and then 8 of them are exiting out of the church. So if your church is going at a 70% retention rate, what it means is that if 10 people come into your church, 7 of them are actually retained in your church and 3 people are actually leaving your church. So what am I trying to say? The higher the retention rate, the better chance your church will grow. The higher the retention rate, the lower the number of people that will be leaving the back door. The higher the retention rate, the more you are going to convert those, the better the chance you're going to convert those coming into your front door. Now, what am I trying to say? The danger, number one, is when you're going at a low retention rate, the people you are going to chunk out of the back door will be so much that they will get into the church and not be able to hook up with what is going on in your church. So for me, you have people coming into your church and then much more people leaving your church, your church through the back door. Okay, and so that's the dangers of having low retention rate, because what happens is that you have people visiting your church and then you have them leaving your church in numbers. What this means that you have a growing number of people who are familiar with your church and they are leaving your church and are not joining. And see, one thing is that those people who are leaving your church, to get them back to your church will take more work to be done, because they have tasted your church and possibly they are not happy with your church. They are not happy with the content you are giving out. And so low retention gets more people in the community that do not want to be part of the church. A reduction in the repeats, because people are exiting the back door, you're going to have a reduction in the repeats of those, in terms of second timer, third timer who are coming to your church. Reduction also in the number of referrals, because they are able to taste what your church is all about, and then they are able to say that no, I can't recommend this, I can't refer this to somebody, I can't how will I put it, get people to be part to taste what I have tasted, which I am not in support of. Okay. And then you also need to know erosion in the effect of church publicity. What means that all your publicity efforts will be eroded, because you have much more people leaving your back door through the community, and because the publicity is not having a greater effect on what is happening in your church. And of course, the last one is a poor perception and brand image of your church. Okay, more people refuse to remain in your church, and the less trusting members of the public will be about the church. So people now know what your church is all about. And so it will take you more effort in terms of advertisement, in terms of branding, in terms of publicity, and in terms of marketing. Okay, because they are already used to your church, you have to do more work in marketing, publicity, advertisement, and brand perception to get them to come through your front door. The dangers are so high, and see, when you go so long consistent on a low retention rate, what happens is that the morale, the momentum of the church will dwindle. Okay, you can imagine I'm inviting 10 people in the church, and those 10 people who have invited the church have exited the back door, including the people who are part of my friends in the church. So that also has its own psychological demoralizing psychologically, okay, on the people who are to invite their friends into your church. So the dangers of having low retention rate is so bad on the church that we need to get this book and get all the concepts you need to learn so that you can be able to achieve church growth. Please get this book quickly. Get the book to make sure it's part of your library, and that will help us. I want to wrap it up here. Thank you for staying with me till this time. Thank you for staying with me till this time. I'm so happy with those who are online. Please feel free to share this content to a pastor, share this content to a church leader, and please feel free to make a comment. You have any questions as regards the short things I've shared, please feel free to chat with me, private chat me. I'm always behind all the social media handles. I'll be there to respond to your comment. I want to learn from you. Please drop a comment. How do you think church retention has affected your church? How do you think church retention can improve what is going on in your church? I want to hear from you. Hit the chat button and let me hear from you, and I'll be able to engage with you more further. I have to stop here till I come your way next week Monday. Please feel free to share and to also make some good comments on all our social media handles. You have any question, please feel free. Till I come your way next week Monday with the continuation of this season book that is making some good waves in the market. One pastor just bought 20 copies. I mean, I was so thrilled in that day. I just woke up with the text. I paid for 20 copies. I want to get them. And so please feel free. The books are here. They are in good number. Though they are limited, grab your copy now till while limited stocks last. Okay? Till I come your way next week Monday. God bless you and see you. Bye-bye.